Hello beautiful souls, this is Madiha B reporting love, and today I want to share some useful advice on a very prominent topic that exists in our society today, which is the topic of anxiety, how to deal with anxiety. Very high percentages of people are dealing with anxiety today, and the way our society has taught us to cope with these experiences is by numbing it, taking Xanax, taking Valium, just popping all these pills that literally block the symptoms without reaching deeply into the causes of this widespread anxiety. So if you're suffering from anxiety, know that you're not alone. Luckily for me, this is not something I had to suffer through too much in my life because I have a strong sense of center and ground. However, so many of the women who come to me for coaching and support struggle through this experience and this emotion. And so I thought to share this video to empower you to know that there is a way to deal with it that is natural and supportive to your healing and your holistic health. Because eventually, let's put it out there, we all want to feel peaceful and whole. Anxiety is not something desirable or something we want to live with for the rest of our life. So if you're suffering with anxiety or paranoia or all these different kind of disturbing emotions, then today this is a message of hope that you don't have to live with this for the rest of your life. You can start working on it, and you can start understanding it, and you can start liberating yourself starting today. So the first thing that I wanted to invite you to do is to start considering what is triggering your anxiety. So if you're suffering from anxiety, take a piece of paper now, take a pen, and just write down a few words. What are the specific things or environments that trigger your anxiety? For example, people screaming or loud voices, or pollution or traffic. Of course, these all seem like external experiences, so we're going to start by pointing that out, the things that are causing the anxiety. But here's something to note. Listen with me. These things are happening on the outside, your environment, but the experience of the anxiety is happening inside you. So that's where you start to own it and take responsibility. So when those things happen, I experience my own anxiety. So take a moment and reflect, what are the causes of this anxiety in the external reality? All right. Number 2, and this is a very important one because anxiety is a physical experience. Your heart starts to beat, you're having a lot of thoughts, you can't think straight, this and that. So number 2, the important thing to do is to learn how to regulate your state, because this cortisol that's been driven up in your system and your mind and your heartbeat, this is all the system or your body saying it is out of balance. Something is making it feel like it's not safe, right? And in the old times when there was a tiger coming and we can hear the roar, of course it made sense for our body to act that way to show us so we can run. But in today's world, we feel anxiety for a lot of things that really are not truly dangerous or causing us unsafety. So it's usually an inner phenomenon, and it's important to start to learn how to re-regulate your inner system. So the sympathetic system, nervous system, is when something happens and it triggers it, and so your body's going out of balance. So to bring us back into the parasympathetic nervous system, or putting that back on, what we need to do is learn how to calm whatever reaction is happening. And there is one tool that I'm sure you've heard about and I'm sure you know, but you just forget, that is going to help you resolve this, which is breath. Start by just breathing deeply. You take a breath in and count to 4. Hold it. And exhale till 4. And bring all your focus on the breath alone. This alone is going to help you re-regulate your body. This alone is going to help you come back to your center. It's going to help your heart calm down. And it's going to help your brain also relax, because what you're doing is you're bringing all your focus on your breath alone, just for 10 breaths, right? So that's going to be your practice. Whenever you're feeling the anxiety, you're going to switch on the breath work. And after that, you're going to start to feel better. So suddenly you have a tool you can work with that you don't have to go into panic. Even though in that moment, it seems like everything is dangerous, you're just going to run, you're just going to scream, you're going to have a reactive mode. And you don't want to get into reactive mode. We always want to react from a place of balance. After that, we can react and do the things that I'm going to talk about later on. So just Stay patient with me. All right, number 3. This is really important. What we want to start to really consider and take in and realize is that eventually all these triggers are not pointing to something real, but pointing to something inside us that was already disturbed in the past. We call these traumas. So in a moment in your past, someone poked at this specific pain point, this specific insecurity, this specific fear, and it became so blocked that now every single time something relates to that frequency, that energy, that gets reactivated. So what you want to realize is that anxiety is caused by these old traumas, these old pains, these old fears. So we want to start to focus on healing these old traumas. Whether it's when you were small and the teacher told you to shut up, or when you were in school and somebody bullied you for something in your look, or when you were at home and your parents told you that you were too flashy or too loud, whatever it is. I know I had some of that. So we all have traumas to work with. And if you are dealing through anxiety, it means something in your system, in your nervous system, and also in your DNA, in your core, in your cells has been disturbed. So it's really important to start to seek help, healers to support you through that process. Me and Ihab always work with healers. Things come up on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis sometimes. And it's really important to seek help from a healer or a support system that can see the situation from the outside and knows how to guide you through a process. Now, I want to put a little note here. It's so important to make sure that the healers you are working with are trustworthy, are people you can trust and completely feel safe with and let go in the process of healing. And that means maybe asking your friends who've had good experiences with people, looking for online reviews. Don't just trust fully a healer that you've never heard about before just because you need healing. And sometimes it can be as simple as a friend, an ear, somebody who can just hold space for you to share about this trauma. And the moment you share it, you let it out, something already will be released. So work on your traumas and trust me, your anxiety is going to improve, because anxieties are not something natural. They're not something you were born with. They're something that you picked up in your frequency, in your aura, in your energy, in your nervous system to cope and to deal with situations in life that made you shut down. So what's happening when you're having an anxiety attack is that you're contracting, you're shutting down. You can no longer operate in expansion, in creativity and leadership. And this is a blockage that so many are dealing with today, because we live also in very stressful environments and speedy, fast-paced work environments and life environments. And so this sometimes re-triggers these old patterns and programs which it's time to liberate ourselves from, so we can be creative and in service and productive and in love and really sharing who we are out into the world. All right, so number 4 is spend time out in nature. This is really important. Our environments have been really created for the opposite of peace. Lots of white noise, lots of sounds, a lot of visuals, lots of stimulation, our phones, our friends, our work, everything is happening all at once, and our nervous system needs to relax. So there are many ways you can put yourself in this more relaxing state. That includes listening to relaxing music. Spotify is one of my favorite creations ever for this reason. I create so many playlists and I enjoy so many playlists that others have created. So create playlists that can help you relax, whether it's even when you're working, something that's relaxing your state of mind, or when you're just taking that time for yourself in your house. There's this mood. That's why we love going to spas, right? They put this music that's automatically relaxing you and your nervous system. And also nature, going out to nature. Naturally, there isn't much going on in nature. I mean, not much in the loud world, a lot in the subtle world of nature. So you can start to observe. And here's the thing, once you start to operate more from calmness and peace and center, all your gifts, all your abilities, all your passions are going to feel safe enough to come out. But this is a big block standing in your way. Imagine like a screen, a thick screen that doesn't allow you to fully be activated and welcoming of the energies and possibilities of your day-to-day life. So if you're struggling with anxiety, you're not alone. Just know that you can deal with it. Start by working on yourself with these 4 steps I shared. They're very simple, and yet they will make a big difference. If you just say, you know what? Yes, I have this anxiety thing going on. No, I will not take pills to numb the symptoms. And yes, I will do my part to start to liberate myself from this contracted feeling so I could feel more at peace, more in my center. and most importantly, more alive. I send you my love, I send you my blessings, and if you haven't already, check out my website madihabi.com and subscribe to this channel for amazing content week to week.